Hi there, it is February and I have been busy. I have so much to tell you about, I'm just going to jump right in and then we're going to get into some farm work. First of all, I'm over here across from the cow enclosure. There's my original cow enclosure and there's my new one. And I have a new building here. It's a shed I put up here between the road and the train tracks. And it's got a bunch of my equipment in it. I've got my tractor over here, the main one that I use, the fertilizer and lime spreader that I've been using to spread lime, the roller, and the cultivator. And I've decided this is going to be sort of my field work equipment, minus all of the harvesting stuff. And not the plow either, it's too wide to fit in here. But otherwise, this is going to have all of my... when I pick up the seeder a little bit later this month, it's going to go in here too. So this is going to be everything for like seeding, cultivating, planting, and maybe eventually if I get a hoe or something, if I buy it, for weeding also. Let's hop in a little side-by-side here and show you what else I've been up to. I can't even... Oh, I guess... Elephant in the room, still no Leo, still no Phoenix. I do feel like I'm getting closer though, which I'm not sure I can really explain right now, but we'll see. Maybe later this month I can give you a bit more information. My fertilizer spreader, manure spreader and slurry spreader are dirty now. I've been using them. I got slurry and manure onto most of these fields that I plowed. This one is half slurry and half manure because I ran out of manure. And then the one up at the end that I'm going to put the sugar beets in, that is all manure. And the one that I expanded on the other side, that's all slurry. And I plowed another field. That empty space that I wasn't sure what to do with. And yes, this is an interesting piece of equipment. We'll come back to that. Like I said, I've been very busy. I've plowed this other field here. So this was the empty space between that field that I expanded and the new cow enclosure. I've just sort of come right up here to where I put the gravel in. And I've even gone around the side up to the railroad track. So that's my property extends a little bit beyond that field, but not far. That's almost to the edge of my property there. I just felt weird leaving it empty, given my goal is to make as much food as possible for all of you. I felt like I needed to be making this land as productive as I could. So I put manure down here, and I've decided I'm going to plant corn in this field. The field up there that I expanded, it's now very wide. I'm going to put soybeans in there because I will have a wider header when the time comes to harvest them. So it makes sense to plant the big field with something that I can harvest faster. And then the other long field that's across the street near the pig enclosure, I'm going to do sunflowers in that field. And then I'll do the sugar beets up there closest to the city wall. So I've got plans for all of these fields now, and that will keep me busy in March and April doing all that planting. Hopefully in the future I won't be doing them all at once, and I can sort of alternate with the ones across there that are winter crops. So this massive thing, this is a John Deere. It is a very large tractor. I've never driven anything like this before. I have leased this from the dealer. I'm pondering in the future I might want to actually buy a piece of equipment of this size. This is over 500 horsepower, and it is able to pull this largest cultivator. So this is, I think, I want to say it's like 15 meters. It's either 12 and a half or 15. It's huge. And with the 4 fields that I have now, that I plowed over the winter, I need to cultivate all of those so they're ready to plant in. So I thought I would just rent this setup and see how I like it. And if I like it, maybe I can buy it. I have all this money now. With the new seeder that I bought, it's a direct seeder, so I don't have to cultivate most of the time. But when I do plow up these new fields, and I do intend to buy more property and plow new fields, I'm going to have to cultivate those at least. And for things like root crops, I will likely need to cultivate in between planting every year anyway, just to get everything ready, get the field ready for the following year. So I will probably need a larger cultivator, and I've been wanting one for a while. So we'll see how that goes. So in a minute, I'm going to hop into this tractor and cultivate these 4 fields. I've also been busy on that property out there by Old Town, and I will show you what I've been up to out there later in the episode, depending on how time goes. And I think this may also be the month when I need to sell the honey. I will check in with Jenny a little bit later and find out about the timing on that, because I think I need to get the decks cleared so that when next month starts, I'm ready to just start planting. I have so much planting to do now. And those 2 fields across the way that I planted last fall will also need to be fertilized still. But because I've spread manure and slurry on all 4 of these fields now, when I do the planting, the seeder also has a fertilizer component to it. All of my fields here on this side of the road will be double fertilized, and I won't have to spread any fertilizer manually later. So that's awesome. And yeah, volume. I was very surprised that I had enough manure and slurry to put on all 4 of these fields. It turned out, based on the number of loads of each and the capacity of my manure spreader, my slurry spreader, it was something like 95,000 liters of manure and over 100,000 liters of slurry. I had gotten mainly from my cow enclosure that has been there for a bit, but also the pigs and the other cows are now starting to produce that stuff too. So that was a lot of stuff to spread, and this equipment is not very wide. I want to say it's like 8 or 12 meters, so if I keep doing this, like once I have more material to spread more regularly, I'm probably going to have to upgrade those things too. So yeah, super busy. Let's hop into this new tractor and get into a time lapse and cultivate. Actually, I want to check this out before I get into time lapse. This thing is wild. It's like the deck that you step up onto to get in there is as tall as my head. These treads are just ridiculous. I have to check this out. Okay. Look at this. There's like this whole extra seat in here. I guess if you want to have somebody helping you out with something or transporting them somewhere else. This is a lot more controls than my other tractor has, for sure. Why are there 2 cup holders? Do I need to have coffee and water in here? This is just wild. It actually kind of reminds me of the harvester cab, but this is a tractor, not a harvester. This thing is just swanky. Let's call it like it is. It's swanky. What does it sound like when I start it up? Yeah, it sounds like a tractor. Nothing special there. Alright, well, I am excited to use this new piece of equipment. I think I'm going to do a headland on each end and then just go for it. Assuming I can remember how to spread this out and how far I need to be. I have so many other updates to tell you all about, but where's the time going to come from? I don't know. Check that out. That is just a massive, massive working width for cultivating. Alright. Okay, I think I'm just going to get to it. I'll put in a time lapse here, and I will talk to you again when this is all done. See you in a little bit. Well, that was awesome. That piece of equipment, this tractor with this cultivator, I wouldn't say that was fast, but that was so much faster than it would have been with that small cultivator I've got in the shed over there. And this thing is just a joy to drive. I did a lot of driving back and forth with my smaller tractor. The McCormick is about 320 horsepower, I think, over the plowed fields just to do all of the slurry and manure spreading. And riding that thing around the plow furrows was like riding a bucking bronco. It was just rattling my teeth out. It was constantly vibrating, bouncing everywhere. This thing, with its massive mass and these really wide tracks and the wheel weights, this was just like butter. It just floated across the field. It was amazing. I really, really like this equipment. I think I might have to buy it. I have this money. I'm very tempted. And now this is in great shape to plant into, so I think the seeding is going to go very smoothly. You are not welcome here. GTFO. That other field up there that I sort of split in half, I know I didn't have to re-cultivate the side that was already cultivated. It's just shallow cultivation, so it's not changing the state necessarily. I just don't like planting directly in the slurry, or didn't want to. Seems kind of, I don't know. I just don't like it. Maybe there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I think I like it better when the organic fertilizer has been sort of worked into the dirt first. I think it's going to be a really good start for the year. So I will get this tractor and cultivator taken back over to the shop. I'll talk to Eddie about speccing this out and how much it would cost me if I was going to buy this. I'm very, very tempted. If I had to guess, I want to say this setup would probably be between $500,000 and $600,000, which is a lot of money, granted. But I have over $1 million right now, and I got 500 from that field over there, just sitting in the field and that barrel of money. So I think I'm very tempted. My truck is over there right now. I drove it into town earlier when I picked this up because I need to get a load of seed and fertilizer for when I go seeding next month, and also to put in the greenhouses. Starting to run low over there too. So I will drive this into town, pick up a load of seed and fertilizer, and maybe bring you back in as I'm driving back out again, and let you know what else I've been up to. So I will see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm over here at the shop. Steve just got me loaded up. I've got a load of seed and some fertilizer, so I'll get this back out to the farm. I don't think I've showed you yet the seeder that I bought. Rachel has been fixing it up. It's all done, so I can come back out and pick this up with my tractor. So this is just a direct seeder, nothing fancy. It'll do seed and fertilizer at the same time, and as you can see, it's got some hours on it, but not too many. I think it's, I don't know, something like 15 or 17 hours, so it's used, but it's not abused, I think. And Rachel has got it all fixed up for me, so I'm very, very much looking forward to taking that for a spin. Now, I don't think that's going to work to plant everything I need to plant, so I'm going to have to get some other type of equipment to plant, like the sugar beet, and I don't know what else. I need to talk to Eddie about that too. I was just in there talking to him about that equipment I had. Let me make sure I got that gate up properly. And he's going to send me a quote over if I were to buy that setup. So I'm looking forward to finding out what that would look like once Eddie has got that all put together for me. And maybe I'll talk to him then about getting something rented for the beets harvest spreading stuff. Planting. That's the word. Planting the sugar beets. I will talk to him about that. I have exciting news on the Rachel front. We have been talking, and as my equipment grows and my demands on my time out there in the frontier grow, I have less and less time to properly maintain everything that I own, and soon I'm going to have more stuff than I can possibly maintain. So Rachel has agreed to come on for me as my head mechanic and my fleet manager to sort of take care of all my equipment for me. We're not sure exactly when we're going to do that yet. I want to make sure I have enough work to keep her busy once we bring her out there. But with that extra money that I found in that field, I've really got some breathing room. So I'm looking forward to it. She's had mixed feelings about working at the dealer ever since Dan set her up and got her suspended. There's like not the best feelings between her and the manager. And why is that not opening? That worked this morning. Definitely the transponder. I'm definitely hitting the button. Why is that not opening? Okay. I don't know if these things have batteries. Maybe the battery ran out. I guess I'll take the main gate and maybe I will have to back this thing up. I can't see. What does this look like behind me? I guess I can back into here, into these bushes, do a 3-point turn. That's going to be awkward. Alright. Whatever. Yeah, I'll swing by as I go through the main gate. I'll check in at the Frontier Security station and see if they've got someone who does like tech support or who can tell me what's going on with this transponder. Shouldn't take too long. I'll just swing in there and do that on my way out. So yeah, I'm really excited to have Rachel come on and work with me at the farm. She's been a big help in helping me learn how to do a lot of my own service, and she's given me a lot of confidence about my mechanical capabilities, but it's just getting to be a lot of work that is not really core to what I'm doing, but is required in order to keep doing what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Alright, guess I'll just hop in here. I don't like to leave a vehicle this big over here because I don't want to block their cars in, their trucks, but this should only take a minute. So I'll just hop in here and see if I can talk to somebody about what's going on. I'll be back in a minute. Well, that is simultaneously annoying and yet predictable. Let me get out of here. Oh, I'm blocking traffic. Well, that's unfortunate. Right. Sorry, Gordon. Let me get this out of here. Okay, well, as you might expect, Frontier Security has been not super thrilled with me for putting up that video with the alien out there, or UFO or whatever we're calling it, and talking more openly about aliens existing and the skeleton that I found, and just sort of, I guess, stirring the pot again. And they have decided I am now a security risk. I'm no longer trustworthy. I never had security clearance, but I guess I had some degree of, you're somebody who we think is going to be a responsible person and who we will allow to use these secondary gates. But I think I've lost my chance to use those gates now. They said they shut off the transponder on purpose, and there's an appeal process I can file if I think this has been done in error. But reading between the lines, I didn't get to talk to Kendra. She's out today. The person I spoke with was more administrative. I'm not going to say their name on camera lest I don't want to get them in trouble. But basically, reading between the lines, this is an intentional decision, and I probably shouldn't expect an appeal to have any success. So that's kind of a bummer. Main gate is a pain in the butt to use. But, you know, more and more of my stuff is just spending time out here. So I guess it's not the end of the world if I get more self-sufficient out here. What is that? Why is there a car parked here? I don't know anybody who drives this. I don't know what this is doing on my farm. I don't see anyone. I'll get back to you a little bit later. Let me figure out what's going on here.